We are live 364 days a year. What are we doing here?
If Dom turns at SummerSlam, I'm shaving my moustache off. I've told you, if that happens, it's going. My lip is cold because of a stupid bet that I made with YouTube.
Oh, good.
Wrestle's better than Daniel Bryan. Bryan Daniels. Better than Okada.
How do you not get sushi after Monday Night Raw?
Good evening from Swansea, wrestling fans. I'm your host, Ben Allison, and you are watching Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast. Usually we do Mailbag Monday on a Monday, but this week we had to talk about Clash in Paris instead. So today's show is going to be Hot Take Tuesday. So without further ado, let me introduce the panel, and kicking things off with Clark Taylor. How are you, Clark?
I'm stoked to be here. I almost rewatched Raw this morning until you sent the topic, so I'm stoked about it myself. I'm totally kidding. We had great fantasy
review show
football
yesterday.
We had great fantasy football drafts yesterday. It's my birthday week. I'm stoked to be here, Ben. Let's get into the show.
Absolutely. Yesterday was like 20 days in one, honestly, because we had the debut episode of the Wrestling Republic podcast come out. Then all of the chaos surrounding that online we had to get into. Then we had Monday Night Raw. Then we had the Daily. Then we had Allison Analysis. Then we had a fantasy football draft we do here at Wrestling Republic. It was a lot of chaos. But somebody who missed absolutely all of that is also on the show today. How are you, Archie?
I'm doing good, thanks, mate. Yeah, I'm sorry I missed all of that, but unfortunately, work calls, duty called. But yeah, I'm excited to be back on the daily broadcast, listening to some of the hot takes from our fans, and hopefully I've got a good team in the fantasy draft, because I'm pretty sure it was on auto draft, so I don't know how well that went.
Thankfully, I will say this to your credit, Archie. Thankfully, you didn't make the mistake that some other ones did in the auto draft game yesterday. You didn't log in, so we had to wait 90 seconds every time it was your pick. Just after the first one, it was 7 seconds. And Josh is exactly who we're talking about.
He is the culprit, yeah. We were just... It made the entire thing about half an hour longer than it needed to be. But we do have a lot of comments here. Numero one, shout out to you, DCX Warlord, saying happy early birthday to Clark.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
And Fernando saying, happy Tuesday, WR crew. Happy Tuesday to you as well, Fernando. But Archie, you mentioned the fact that we have hot takes today. In fact, we have burning hot takes today. And the first one is submitted by Oliver_Allen08 on Instagram, who says Cody Rhodes is massively overrated. The only reason he's as big as he is because he was the first big name superstar to go back to WWE from AEW. Clark, what's your thoughts on this?
How many times do I have to say it? This tie-clipped goober got so lucky. But guess what he also did? He finished his story, and there's nothing after. There's no juice afterwards. There's no more mountain to climb. The veil has been lifted. Had we done this at 39 and finished the story then, guess what last year would have looked like? A lot more like this year. Yes, of course, Cody Rhodes is slightly overrated. Come on, man. The face of the company, all this stuff. Roman Reigns carried that era. And I do think that coming over from AEW benefited him greatly. He's still the champion. I get that or whatever, but was there a lot of juice in him winning the rematch against John Cena at SummerSlam? No, not so fast, my friends. In the words of the great Lee Corso, enjoy that retirement. But at the same time, guys, he's always been overrated, and I knew this would happen. I called it.
I mean, to be fair, you did call it, but I disagree with you because, yes, this reign has not been that good so far. I'm not going to argue on you with that, Clark. But The fact is, Cody Rhodes, I don't think, is overrated. This man was a mid-carder. He was stuck in the mid-card. He was given terrible storylines. He decided to bet on himself. He left the company. He made a name for himself. He improved everything, absolutely everything. Well, apart from the look of his neck, I guess, about himself, and then came back to the company and proved he is a main event star. He is one of the top guys. He's got something you can't teach. He just has it. And he is somebody who deserves to be the face of the company. That's not defending his booking or anything like that. But come on, he's not overrated.
Whoa. Yeah, I think he is. I'm not going to lie.
Even the
He's got
song's a banger.
Great song that everybody really likes to sing and stuff. But no, he's if anything, he's properly rated, but he's definitely not underrated.
No, he's not underrated either.
Yeah, he's definitely not underrated. But I'm going to lean towards slightly overrated.
I think you're absolutely wild. What about you, Arch?
Well, first of all, I'm sorry, Oliver, but now I'm going to have a bit of a grudge with you. I'm holding a bit of a grudge because you've set off Clark Taylor talking about Cody Rhodes on a daily I'm on. Yes, again, it's getting a bit boring now. I'm just happy there wasn't any lizard conspiracy theories this time. But Cody Rhodes
Hang on, you don't know what we have planned for later yet.
Yeah,
God.
he's still reptilian.
Oh, God. But Cody Rhodes is perfectly rated. He's the perfect company man for WWE. He's selling merchandise like crazy. He's fantastic in the ring. He's one of the best storytellers in professional wrestling, without a doubt. Like Ben said, he had the guts to leave WWE and bet on himself. And Ben's gonna appreciate this little teaser, this little Easter egg. But you know what he did? He let it all work out. That's what he did. And and he came back to WWE a bigger star than anyone could have imagined. So Cody Rhodes, the company man, the face of WWE, and rightfully so, was perfectly rated. Get off his back, Clark. Get off his back. The only bad thing about him is his tattoo, but that's growing on me now. So
what? Okay, that's the wildest take we for today. What are you on about? That neck tattoo does not grow on anybody.
No.
It
might be growing on him.
Somebody, and that's Cody as he gets older.
The debate here is, should he have got the neck tattoo or not? I'm saying he made the right decision getting the neck tattoo. Because
that's actually ludicrous. That is the worst
out of your mind
after Clark's performance yesterday.
Out of your mind.
How much money has he made off that logo?
Yes, and he would have made that much money without it being on his neck. It could have been like on his leg, on his gear. It didn't even have to be a tattoo.
It wouldn't have done. How many kids
have got dream in cursive on his left pec?
How many kids
kept that simple? Right pec.
Loads of kids get the tattoo. Loads of kids get the tattoo off WWE shop and put it on their neck.
Wait, what? So you're now so Cody Rhodes, the biggest babyface in the company, is encouraging kids to get tattoos.
Yes.
Is that a good example WWE are setting?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, anti-tattoo Ben over here.
Yeah, I am.
What
I only have one and it's hideable.
That might be worse than Cody Rhodes, unfortunately.
You can't. But like John Cena, you can't see it.
That's why Clark didn't have one single mention about Cody's tattoo there, because he knows he's got a worse
one.
No, it's because the tie clips are worse.
What is wrong with the tie clips? I'm sorry, my manager.
Was he a 1950 gangster? Yeah, is he in the mafia too?
They look cool.
What are you talking about? You seen Goodfellas?
They look
cool to who? What are you worried about your tie blowing in the wind?
He pulls it off fine.
What are you worried about it blowing away in the wind?
He pulls it off. I'll tell you what, not many people can pull off tight suits, but Cody Rhodes does.
Let me put it this way. I don't want a clip anywhere near my tie, whether it's a clip-on tie or a regular tie or a tie clip.
Clip-on ties, I agree.
I don't want anything
He doesn't
clippable.
have clip-on ties.
No, he doesn't. He ties them. It's a lovely knot. He does too.
Exactly.
He pulls it off very well.
I'm sure he does it himself.
He doesn't get the dimple every time.
He better do it himself, Archie. Otherwise, he's an absolute disgrace to be his age in his position if he can't do up a tie.
Why is he wearing the vest? Why is he wearing the vest?
The vest
The
looks
only-
great. I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, I'm a fan
Jeez
of that as well.
Louise.
3-piece suit. What's
You
wrong
guys
with
in
that?
your British
What's
fashion.
wrong with that?
It
What's
is
wrong
Brit.
with
It is
dated.
very British. I'll give you that.
But
I will let you have that.
here's the thing I don't appreciate about Cody Rhodes is that when his friends are over, he cooks himself a steak and doesn't cook his friends a steak. But that's
What?
it. Have you not seen in his interview? Damian Priest said
I
that
actually respect that.
when he came to his house once, Cody said, "Do you want anything to eat?" And Priest said, "Yeah." He said, "I'll order you a pizza." And then when the pizza came, Priest was eating a pizza, and Cody has got Brandy to make him a steak instead.
Okay,
He was like,
no,
"I would've
no,
wanted a
that's
steak."
different. That's different.
No,
though.
it's
They
not
only had one
different.
steak.
Eat
They
the
only had
pizza.
one steak in the house.
Whoa.
No, but
You can get
don't
more
have the
steak. You're
in
Cody
front of
Rhodes.
Priest. You don't
That's
have the steak in
ridiculous.
front of
Well,
your
maybe
friend.
the steak
I
was going off
would
today.
never have
You're
guests
not aware.
over.
Come on.
I
A
would
day off.
never
You can
have
have-
guests over and serve them pizza and make myself a steak. That is so
Thank you.
ridiculous.
If a steak,
Get enough
if
steak
a,
for everybody or eat the
No,
pizza
but
like
the
an
steak's
adult.
already in.
Get
You
enough
can let-
steak for
going
everybody
off.
you can
or
let a
eat the
steak go
pizza
one
like
day
an
off. You
adult.
can let a steak go one day off the day. Like,
Priest
come on.
is
That's
sitting
Well, maybe
here
it was already
chilling,
one day off the
pizza.
date.
Well, you can let it go
Maybe
2
he'd
days.
been on the road. He didn't know. He didn't expect Priest to come over. It was a shock. He still was nice enough to order his guest food,
I
but he had to have
respect.
his food. He doesn't waste
Yeah,
food.
he
He's
probably
a good
made
guy.
Priest. He probably made.
Babyface.
He probably made Priest tip the delivery guy though. That's the thing.
I
What if he did that?
respect.
I was just
I
being a good
respect.
human.
I respect Priest for eating the pizza and with a smile on his face. I hope he went home and made
Well,
himself his own steak.
What would you have done if you were at Cody's house and that happened to you then, Clark?
I would have taken a bite of Cody's steak.
Just got
Well, yeah, but what if
obvious.
they don't like steak done the same way? Sharing a
care.
steak, you can't share a steak.
It's about.
Doesn't matter
it's
to
the
me, not
action.
this time.
It's the action that matters, not.
Yeah, I don't care what the
principle
steak
Can't be
behind it.
sharing a steak.
I'd
That's
probably make
too
a better
risky.
steak than Cody anyway.
What? Well,
It was
you
Brandy
don't-
that made
you
it.
didn't
It was
bring your own
Brandy that
steak.
made it, actually.
Bring my own steak. If I ever invite you to a BYOB party, bring your own steak party, Ben. Fire me right away. That is the most classless thing I've ever heard in my
Bring
life.
your own steak.
Bring your
party.
own steak party. Everyone
That
come over to
sounds
my
cool.
house. I'm
That
grilling.
sounds
Make
cool.
sure you
That
go
sounds
grocery
cool.
shopping first, though.
Let's
sounds
do it.
cool.
Yeah,
Bring
I'll
your
be
own
hosting the
steak party.
Yeah, you give me full credit. I'll grill up whatever steak you bring. That's
This is
absurd.
outrageous from DCX Warlord, by the way.
Absolutely
A
absurd.
steak is a steak. No,
yeah.
no.
It
Medium
depends on the
rare.
steak, but yeah,
Medium
No,
rare.
but not only that, but you have different types of steaks too. Like that, every
Yeah,
steak
tons of
is
them.
different.
there's a whole
No, but-
cow's
yeah, there
worth.
is.
It's a lot. It's complicated too.
You got all kinds of
It's
cuts.
risky business.
I just did a coulette steak, which turns out basically is just picanha last night. It was really good though. Very well.
I don't
Okay.
know what any of that
Very
meant.
well cooked. Brazilian
Alright.
Brazilian steak
got-
style on a big skewer.
Over on Instagram, there's a big debate going on about tattoos now because Morticia Adams is saying that everybody's being so aggressive about the tat on Cody's neck. But look at the amount of tattoos Rhea has.
Exactly.
And she's half dressed. That's
but-
a ridiculous comment.
She got good ones though.
Yeah, her tattoos look great.
It
No,
makes
but,
sense.
but it's the thing is that comment is kind of right. Is that Rhea's a hit with the kids, and she's got loads of tattoos. It doesn't matter if you've got tattoos.
Well, she's not usually on lunchboxes. I've said this
Oh,
before to you, Archie.
oh god,
She actually
God
isn't
help, God help,
usually
God
on
help,
kids'
God- God help.
merchandise. No.
no,
Stop
God,
it.
That means
Otis
she's not a hit
moved
with the kids, then.
lunchboxes.
She's
We've
not a
got
hit
other
with
It's
the kids.
people to move
usually Cody Rhodes faced the other way a little bit, Bianca
Oh.
Belair, and then who's the other one? LA Knight. They love to have LA Knight on the stuff.
I'm
now.
not. She might not be on the lunchboxes, but she's still a hit with the kids. That's the
People
thing.
aren't
What I'm
even
saying.
using lunchboxes anymore,
Who does?
What?
as far as I know.
Oh, he's a big lunchbox guy.
People are hitting brown
You were
paper
a
bags
big, you're
and
a big
stuff.
lunchbox guy.
Yeah, I
you
was a
probably-
huge lunchbox guy.
Clark probably would have hit
Ziplocs
you. Clark probably would have hit you over the head with it if he was at your school.
in high school.
I always wanted a
Nice
WWE
lunchbox, kid.
lunchbox, but I never
But
had
you
one.
brought a lunchbox to high school.
Yeah, that's a little
To
wild.
Secondary
That's
school.
brave.
No,
That's brave.
I
That's brave.
just put it in my bag at that point.
Please tell
brave.
me you didn't have a rolling backpack, Ben. That would change everything.
Rolling
Did
backpack.
you get your?
Oh
did you
yeah,
get your-
there's kids in America rolling their backpacks.
Oh
like a
no, it's
suitcase.
a normal backpack. No,
Yeah.
Did you get the sandwiches cut up into like quarters?
no, I did not, Archie. I
I'm
got
not
them
gonna lie.
cut up in
My
half.
mom cut the
That's the
crust
only
off and
acceptable
gave me a
answer.
note
that's
until it was
fine.
far too late.
I never cut the crusts off.
Like
Wait,
and
I was
no,
way
that's
too
fine.
old to be getting a nice "I love you, son" note
Oh, I see.
with the crust cut off my sandwich.
I thought you meant it's too late for you to give me.
Shout
a
out
note
my
now.
mom. I love you, but
D6
That's
Warlord
adorable,
says a
that's
Wagyu
adorable.
steak is Arsenal and an undercooked steak. A blue steak, you could actually say, and it works too for this example, is Chelsea FC.
Bloody hell. Right, so thanks for having me on, guys. I'm gonna.
by the
I'm
way,
gonna, I'm gonna head off.
the irony of that comment though, I gotta say, as a
That
big
is
steak guy,
that is actually right. Though, to be
Wagyu's
fair.
supposed to be
That's
cooked
not
blue.
actually a bad
Wagyu
comparison.
Wagyu is supposed to be cooked blue.
Oh, is
You're
it?
right.
Yes, Wagyu's the one steak that's
To be
supposed
fair,
to be cooked
DCX
blue.
Warlord said steak is a steak, so obviously doesn't know too much about steaks. So
Knows a lot about
Fernando.
football, though. Knows Arsenal's better than Chelsea. That's all you need. Zach Minger is saying Happy National
hiring these
Blueberry Popsicle Day. Shout out.
Talking.
blueberry
That's
popsicle
better.
day. That's a thing.
Yeah,
It is now.
Zach knows all the days. It's
Does
fantastic.
it?
Fernando says Cody is
days expert.
perfectly rated.
Thank
And
you,
Numero
Fernando.
1 says Cody Rhodes is not overrated. The man finished his story and is adding more chapters to a brand new story. It's going to end with the eventual Homelander Cody where he pun kicks fake babies.
Yes, Gene Snitsky style.
That escalated.
Gene Snitsky.
Like,
I
Now,
genuinely
what?
hadn't read that until I got to that line.
I
no.
was just listening to you read it, and then when you said pumpkin, fake babies, I just
By
stopped
the way,
laughing. I don't.
We've got Clark's dad.
Shout
in the
out my
comments,
dad,
Rick
yes.
Taylor,
Yeah,
saying Clark
yeah.
is getting a sandwich with crusts off for his birthday on Thursday.
Shout out Rick. Shout out Rick.
Monster shout out.
That is fantastic.
Love you too, Dad. By the way,
Up next, let's get on to the next question because this one is submitted by Mel Narvakhead on Instagram, who says the Judgment Day should have broken up after Rhea and Damian left. It's nothing but the same matches over and over again with the same people. Kairi Sane versus Roxanne over and over again. Clark, I think I know your take on this, but what is it?
the only days that will be judged are the days that the Judgment Day stayed together in the past here because it makes no sense to me. I don't get it. I've never gotten it. This was Edge's creepy group, and then it wasn't Edge's creepy group. It was Finn Balor's not creepy group. Now they have like a cool luchador, Dom Mysterio. They've got Finn Balor, the former leader of the Bullet Club. They're not judging any days. There's nothing creepy about it. They just do happen to like the color purple, which is all great and all. Roxanne Perez, but have you ever seen a roster with more turnover in a faction than the Judgment Day? If we had kept everybody in the Judgment Day the whole time, they'd be the modern day NWO, but not the good version, the one where we don't even know who's in it anymore. It's ridiculous. Yes, the answer is they should have split up a long time ago, but we're here now, and I hate to admit it. It's not as bad as I thought it would be at this stage. They kept beating they kept banging the same drum until it's like, all right, well, I at least got to see him pay off the Liv Roxanne stuff.
That's the thing, though, right? I actually disagree with you in terms of that it's overstayed its welcome. I disagree with this take as well, because I actually think some of the best Judgment Day stuff was right before Liv's injury. But then Liv's injuries happened, and now it's doing nothing for anybody. But to your point, Clark, it has been going on for so long. You can't just scrap it out of nowhere now. There has to be a blow-off, and Liv Morgan is out probably until 2026. So it kind of is just a waiting game.
And I'll tell you one thing we'll do after the end of that wait is judge that day, Ben. There's no debate about that. That
I
day will be
feel
judged.
Oh my god.
Harshly.
I feel like the Judgment Day is is Triple H's attempt of trying to make his own version of the Bullet Club, but it's the Bullet Club.
I said that years ago.
It's the Bullet Club if nobody had any interest in it. It's just not.
Archie,
Well,
have
no,
you watched all
to be fair-
900 plus episodes?
I think I've said it on about 200 of the episodes, to be fair. I said it until they did change the members. I was a big advocate for that, and they did it. And it's
not
kind
very
of
well.
not
No,
worth-
but
yeah.
to be fair, right, is like when Liv and Raquel were a tag team, we were slowly getting back to what it was before, where the Judgment Day, when we're having all these main events where Judgment Day was always in the main event, it was always a ton of fun. It was always great matches. And that was the most fun I had with the Judgment Day. And we're sort of going back there with Liv and Raquel's tag team match. Unfortunately, Liv got her injury. But I don't even know where they go from this now, because I don't know how you can, like, is Finn and Roxanne gonna go and be the new Judgment Day? And it's like, and then I don't really know. And is Raquel gonna join them? I just think they should just scrap it, and then they should just have Liv and Dom continue to be a pair, and then the rest of them just goes off and does their own thing. Because I feel like they're a lot better as singles acts, to be honest.
That's a thing, though, Archie. I do think that is the way it's going. I think the payoff is going to be we're going to have Liv Morgan and Dom as faces, and then we're going to have Roxanne and Finn as heels, and that's going to be the feud. And ultimately, the point will be to get Roxanne over as a top heel in that Raw Women's division, and Dominic Mysterio in the process has become one of the top baby faces in the company for the time being. I think that's where they are heading, but obviously everything's just gone south because Liv's injured. And
Well,
I mean,
it's a bunch of things. It's getting merch with street trash on it, which nobody can take you seriously with that. You'll get they're getting handed
That was bad.
They're getting handed losses after loss, and it's like it's just they don't look dominant. They don't look scary. They don't like this. They're not like a faction that would make little kids cry. Do you know what I mean? They're not like a faction that would scare
They're just
fans.
like buddies. It's just like, oh, we're all
Buttage
friends.
buddies.
Well, they
They're just
are.
buddies. Like, it's like, there's no reason that they're all hanging out.
Actually,
But they're not
we
buddies.
happen to all get along.
None of them
no,
like each other, do they?
It's such a toxic
Yeah,
relationship.
exactly. That's how I am with my friends.
To be fair, the clubhouse looks quite cool. The clubhouse does look quite cool. Like I
Not
would
that
like to hang out
2K is
there.
gone now. Not that Carlito took the PS with him.
There's a darts board.
Yeah, it's
There's
better
a
than
darts board. You can
PlayStation.
play with the darts board. You can put a pool table in instead of an Xbox. Why do
Save
you need
yourself
an
the
Xbox?
screen time. Darts.
Exactly.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Exactly,
D6
but then
Warlord says change the faction name
Yes.
to Recycled. Recycled Street Trash. Yeah, fair enough.
recycled
100%.
trash. Yeah.
Numero 1 says the Judgment Day shouldn't split up yet. Have Dominic become the leader by having Liv, Roxanne, Raquel, and maybe even NXT's Lola's Vice making his own.
Give them their 40th all-time member. Come on, numero 1. We're friends here.
He's basically suggesting
Just give them more members.
and all attractive women as well. That's what he's suggesting.
Yeah,
Well, Dom.
That is the
valid
pitch.
point.
No, but I mean,
The Pete
it's not-
Davidson
it's
of
not- it's-
WWE.
it's- I mean, look, Dom should be that's the only bad thing. If you split it up now, Dom, there should be the payoff where Dom's the leader of the group, because it's gone from Dom being the scared kind of guy being intimidated and by Rhea Ripley to now being kind of his own man and leading the group. That it should pay off at that at some point, I guess. But
This
is it really worth it for what we're going through right now? It's taking its hindrance on the product. So it's like,
Remember when they did the shadows thing for the promos when Edge was the leader in the ring?
oh my god, that was. Yeah, I tell you what, right? It actually started going down south when they got rid of The Other Side as the theme song. Like, why did they do that? Why did they do that? That was the only good thing about the Judgment Day at the time. Now it's just like some weird kind of rap or something like that, or what is it? I don't even know. It's just I don't even know what kind of genre music Def Rebel make.
I mean, they make.
I didn't know it was more than one person until recently.
AI music allegedly. But
No.
um,
YouTube music,
if the
allegedly.
Twitter is to be believed. Right, up next we got a comment from Tony Monroe 234, who says this may
Blake
be a
Monroe's brother.
really big hot take, but I think someone should take head of creative from Triple H. I think we need fresh eyes on the company. Big hot take to your point there, Tony. But
I got it. Hire
Archie.
me. I got it.
What?
I got it. Someone should take over. I got it. I was just putting my hand up.
Oh, right. You
I
put
thought he was
your
picking
hat in
someone.
the...
Yeah, I just want to say I want to put my name in the hat.
Submitting your application. Archie, what's your thoughts on this?
I think I think he's right, and who should take over is our very own Anthony Ricciardi, who's very who's basically the best fantasy booker in wrestling media. No, I'm kidding, obviously. Although Ant would do a great job as a writer in WWE, but no, I think this is a bit over the top. I think the thing is with WWE is yes, it was very hot last year, like burning hot, but you know flames always die out, and you've got to wait before it builds up again. And it was always going to be like this. It wasn't going to stay as hot as it was last year. And now you're seeing it die down a bit, but that's okay because there's always going to be downfalls of a wrestling product. It's not going to be perfect all the time. And now I think what they're doing and what Triple H is doing is as his best is kind of playing the long game and trying to find that next bloodline storyline that can take the product to the next level and take it into the mainstream again and get fans going crazy again. That's what I think is happening in WWE right now. I don't think Triple H needs to be replaced at all. I think Triple H is the best booker for what WWE wants their product to be. He kind of gets what TKO want and what the WWE fans want. It might not be what every fan wants, but it's still working because they're still making a lot of money. So I don't think he needs to be replaced. He does need to make sure, I think in the next 3 or 4 years, he does need to make sure there's a plan in place for somebody to be the heir apparent to him, like maybe a Seth Rollins or a Cody Rhodes. But right now, I think Triple H is doing a fine job in creative. It's on a bit of a downfall at the minute, but it'll pick back up and it'll go back down again. That's just the way that the wrestling business goes.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, Archie, my personal issue with the booking right now is not actually the big picture stuff, because I think with the big picture stuff, he is doing a solid job. There's obviously some things which don't go the way they want, Cena's heel turn, but for the most part, it's, a lot of good. My issue, and it's becoming a lot of people's issue, is the week-to-week product. The weekly shows aren't at the level they were at 12, 18, 24 months ago even. So if I'm being honest, what I would do is I'd have Triple H as the head of creative still. Don't take that from him, but have him either focus on Raw or SmackDown and then delegate the other brand to somebody such as a Scott D'Amore. But they still need to report back to Triple H to make sure it's all under one big umbrella and one big vision. But on a week-to-week basis, you have somebody else looking after another show.
And sorry, I know it's Archie's turn too, but DCX Warlord, I want to read this. Abyss would be a perfect replacement.
That's a great shout
Chris
too.
Park is absolutely capable of that job.
And
he's been there forever, and the matches that you see his name on production-wise are off the charts. That is the route that I would go, and I like that, whether it be SmackDown or Raw, or even if you split up the responsibility divisions-wise, you have creative minds.
That's when shows become a mess historically.
Yeah,
I hear that, but you also have people like Michael P.S. Hayes and Heyman that know what they're doing. Bruce Pritchard, even, got to give credit where it's due. I've been in this and done this forever. The history, right? They know what what they're doing.
Yeah, but I'm going to be honest. I'm
And
actually
if you're gonna
starting to
delegate-
question Bruce a little bit. If I'm being fully honest
that's
here.
fine.
What
I don't
he's
even
got
know
his
how we
name attached to
directly-
is actually a lot of the questionable
I
stuff
don't
at
even
this
know
point.
how we directly. I'm starting to question Archie, man. He said Anthony Ricciardi, the best fantasy booker. I'm 2-0 against him in fantasy football. Fantasy book that. either way. I'm just saying.
Nothing to
I'm
do
just
with
saying.
okay.
Yeah, if we're talking about the fantasy realm and booking, I booked both those wins.
He actually didn't want to come on a fantasy booking show. He turned it down, the opportunity.
He said no.
So I don't
Yeah,
know.
because he didn't want to take the
No.
spotlight from everyone else, guys. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. No, but here's the thing. Doesn't he already delegate SmackDown to someone else already?
No, he currently is the head of both shows. He's the main one sitting.
I thought it was like maybe
No.
like Road Dogg or something that he delegated it to.
No.
I thought I was maybe wrong,
He's involved, but
yeah.
it's him. He's in the he's in gorilla position for every show.
I agree that maybe he should delegate the positions, but then again, bookers have different mindsets to others. I mean, look how much.
Well, that's what I think it needs. I think there needs to be a different mindset.
Raw and SmackDown need to be aligned. NXT, HBK is completely different in his mindset to Triple H. That's why NXT is like vastly different to Raw. Like Raw and SmackDown are they need to be more perfectly aligned because they're on the same, on the main roster. So I think unless you want to do brand specific pay-per-views again or premium live events, I think you're kind of messing things up a bit if you don't align Raw and SmackDown, or you don't have.
That's what I'm saying. Have the person report to Triple H, right? Like currently, Road Dogg's the head writer of everything, right? To Donnie's point, but have on each brand have Triple H be the top guy in one brand, then have somebody else such as an Abyss, such as anybody really on the other brand, and they have to report to Triple H. And if they don't like what's going on, you can always get rid of them and replace them with somebody else if it's not working for you. So everything still has to go through Triple H, but at least it's under somebody else's vision, so the shows don't feel the same. And also, just because then Triple H can put more attention onto his show on a weekly basis, because it is impossible to write the amount of stuff which is currently being written, even with an entire writing team, right? Because it's just too much. You almost need two teams.
Yeah, the plate's too full.
That does make sense. But then one thing I do want to say is that from watching WWE the past few months, it's getting back on an uprise with its creative now. Like it's getting better. There's storylines that I'm personally invested in, like the Punk and Becky and Seth stuff. And then there's obviously unfortunately Naomi had to relinquish her title, but then you pivoted quite well with EO and Stephanie.
Congratulations, Naomi. What do you mean? Not unfortunately.
No, I mean unfortunately. Well, congratulations
for the fans, but congratulations, not for her.
They took 3 weeks to announce a match they teased the week before. They haven't handled that well at all.
No, but I'm saying that the pivot is good. But and then whether you like it or not, the Brock stuff is getting a lot of people talking, and a lot of people are interested in it. So the thing is it's getting more popular again, I think. So I think Triple H being replaced isn't the best idea. But like you said, maybe delegating it to someone else, that might be the option.
Yeah, and to clarify too, the writing obviously isn't being all done by Triple H.
No.
But what I'm saying is there should be two different teams. Triple H oversees both, but he focuses on one while somebody else leads the other, and that way they can put more attention onto everything. Because right now, clearly for a lot of fans, something isn't working, and I mean social views year on year are down too. Like that's something which you do have to keep an eye on that as well. That's not a good metric to know.
We also got like Atomic Merp was saying it here. If you watch Unreal, you'd change your mind about Triple H because he's not making the storylines alone. You do see the creative
we're not
room and
saying
the amount
that.
of people in there.
Yeah.
No, I know. My point is, it does seem like it's a collaborative effort. I agree with you on delegation, Ben. And there's a difference though between collaboration and delegation, right? And I think this is a more nuanced conversation than we can probably fit in the amount of time we have here segments.
But it's like the manager of a sports team, right? Like if you don't think they're doing a good job, you need to.
Yeah, it's like you got the goalkeeping coach, you got other coaches, you got the assistant coach, but it's
all under
Triple H.
Triple H
is the one that makes the final calls, and he's the one that when the product's great, that he rightly gets praised, and when it's not so great, that he rightly gets criticized. So I think Triple H is, but I think he's doing a fine job at the minute. But obviously it's not.
It's not as bad as
popularity.
2019. The people saying that is just insane.
Triple
Clearly we're not watching at the time.
Triple H is worse as a booker. Is not as bad as Vince McMahon is worse as a booker. Like that's just the fact.
No, nowhere close. Anyway, last question of the day is from @junction_ENT, who says Bayley would thrive and be the star she's supposed to be if she left WWE and joined AEW. Very interesting take, and one I want to get your thoughts on, Archie.
Here's the thing: is a couple of months ago, if you asked me this, I would have said, yeah, I think Bayley should join AEW. I think that kind of reunion with Mercedes Moné or Sasha Banks would be extremely fun to see, and it would maybe add a fresh element to their long-standing rivalry. But recently, I've been very interested in what Bayley's doing in WWE with this kind of not split personality, but these kind of hearing different kind of voices of what she should do, like in her head. And WWE have done a tremendous job of making it seem like she's kind of going crazy a bit, but it's actually a very, very normal and human thing to kind of go through. Is that when you're making a big decision, you've got like different voices kind of telling you differently what to do. So I'm really interested in what Bayley's doing in WWE right now. So if I'm being honest, I think I want to see her stay in WWE and see out what this new character progression is for her, because I'm honestly as interested in Bayley's character as I have been since she's won the title at WrestleMania 40, because since then it's kind of gone in a circle a bit, and babyface Bayley hasn't been working, so it needs a bit of a switch up. So personally, although AEW would be a great place for her to land, I'm excited to see what her future looks like in WWE first, and then maybe we can revisit that question. But yeah, right now I'd much prefer she stays in WWE.
I couldn't agree more, Archie, because, yeah, like you said, if you asked me this 4 weeks ago, I would have said, yes, go to AEW, see how it goes there, because it can't be any worse than this. It is not working. But now, suddenly, they've done something which has got a lot of people interested, and I want to see how this plays out. So, I want to see how it works out right now in WWE. But what about you, Clark?
I find this whole thing absolutely fascinating, because I agree on a lot of what was said about this current heel run or voices run, whatever we want to call it. We're really not sure yet with Bayley. If there's an opportunity, if there's a chance for Bayley to leave and jump ship to AEW, the smartest thing creative can do is book her as a heel here. Because the problem is now, if we put on a great program, this contract expires and she shows up in the logical scenario she should, as the answer to a very frustrating Mercedes Moné celebration, likely mid-dance with an entrance, she will be the biggest babyface in the AEW's women division the second she walks through the curtain. And I think it's smart by the WWE to book this now. We're up against it no matter what, and we're all aware of it. We know that. We know what the deal is. It's possible she could leave. It's possible she stays. I like it either way. I think the storyline can go correctly here as a heel in WWE, and I think it can be awesome. And she stays in WWE in this hypothetical scenario that I've presented means nothing. But if we get to that hypothetical scenario, I believe the WWE knows what they're doing on this. And it's funny because it sort of goes back to our last conversation about the way it's been booked. Now she's been presented with a perfect storyline right at the possible precipice of a move, whether it be a lateral move, no matter what you think of the move, we're right on the edge of it. This was smart creatively, and the work has been great. I hate to say this because I would love to pick a side. I could go either way. I believe Bayley is the most underrated of the four horsewomen. At this stage of her career, by far. She's so versatile. She's so different than the other three in every way possible. I absolutely believe Bayley can execute whether she stays or goes. Should she stay or should she go? Not to quote songs and stuff. doesn't really matter to me because I really believe that Bailey's going to be successful no matter where she is. It'll just be interesting to see how.
The really interesting point that
yeah.
you mentioned there too, because it's about a year and 2 months her deal expires.
Mhm.
So I mean, look, she now has a bit of time to see how this goes.
I mean, the thing with Bailey's always for me is, and like I love Bailey. I think you're right. She's one of the most underrated of the most underrated of the four horsewomen. But to me, like her heel run and even her second babyface run recently, the problem with Bailey to me is that those characters they just didn't kind of feel real, and I didn't feel like I could get an attachment to them because it didn't like I couldn't really translate to her as a character. Like the most real she felt was when she was Hugger Bailey, and even then she was a bit too over the top with the happy-go-lucky stuff. So I think she needs to find that perfect kind of medium of just kind of being real with the fans and being a character that the fans can relate to in a way. And I think this can be it. And she's got a year and 2 months left on her deal. That's a lot of time to see how this character goes and see if it works, and if it doesn't, then she can jump ship. But I've got a lot of hope for this character with Bailey, and I feel like it can maybe push her to new heights in WWE that we haven't seen her in to the point where she's being respected more and being put on posters and stuff like that.
I mean, Donnie makes a good point. Obviously, she's 36, and he says that she wants to start a family. The thing is, that doesn't mean you retire.
No,
That means
no,
you can go away
have
for a year
to.
and
I
come
love
back.
that.
Although I will say, I've just done a quick Google search, and all I can find about it is her shooting that down when a fan's asked her. So I don't know.
no.
But
I mean, it's that.
I
it's-
don't
Whether
think
she
she's
wants
retiring.
to or
I-
not. I hate how
yeah.
that I hate how this is something that's like reported on or like enters the lexicon.
Yeah.
Like whether a woman in her 30s wants to have a family or get pregnant or whatever it may be, I hate that, and it shouldn't affect contract negotiations. It shouldn't affect her future in the business in any way.
And it
we've
won't.
seen numerous women stars have children and come back and look great, and I would love that for Bailey down the road. But I mean, that feels like reckless speculation.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
She said it in the end of her Van Vliet interview, apparently.
Of course.
I mean, you look at someone like Becky Lynch, and she's one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time, and she's a great mum as well. So it's I just think that point's a bit mute. She can still start a family and be one of the goats in wrestling at the same time. So
So we've got
so
in that interview, she said that she's now 35, and she thought originally that would be when she's done, but now she's decided that she's still main eventing at that age, and she's changed her mind on it. So I mean, look, it looks like now she is more open to going longer, and I reckon she will.
I think
my minds all the time too.
Yeah.
My hot take for considering we're on hot takes, my hot take is that I think Bailey is going to be seen as one of the biggest stars in the women's division in WWE, right? Like she rightfully should. By the time her contract ends, I think this new character is going to be one of the most intriguing and one of the most interesting characters that we'll get in women's wrestling over the next year.
I agree.
So
100%.
that's my hot take.
Wow. Okay.
I agree.
All
100%,
right. Well, that does, guys, bring us to the end of the show. Thank you to everybody who's been in the comments throughout. We really appreciate you guys commenting along. We always enjoy talking to you. And thank you to Clark and Archie for joining me here today. We will be back same time, same place tomorrow to talk a little bit of news, because there has been quite a bit of it over the last couple of days. We will see you guys then. Peace.